Yo, what is the deal, everybody? What is the deal? Welcome to another Raider Nation Unlimited. I'm your man, Wasted Talent. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother, Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Well, look, I'm going to tell you right now, Easton. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you what's shocking. This block is going to be shocking. That's what's going to be happening. This is clickbait. And you know it. We all know it. We just want to talk some Raider football here, damn it. So you shut your mouth and you enjoy the show, Easton Buttonole or Hull or whatever the F your name is. You don't start the show off on a Friday night with your crap. You damn right it's freaking clickbait. If you want to get that ass unceremoniously blocked, you start the show off with that crap. You damn right it's shocking news. It's always shocking news. Shut your mouth, Hug D's. But we got over 100 in the room. Get wasted with your brother, Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Listen, you damn right, Rose. It is a later Wasted show. It is a Friday night. There's no work going on. Man, let me tell you something. Man, I want to talk some ball. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Brandon Vandal. Your ears hurt. Surprised other stuff isn't hurting on you. Shout out to my guy, Rorschach Raider, Resplendent Raider, C. Flores, the great and powerful Thor from the Raider Nation Drinking Club, man. My guy, Thor. Shout out to Thor. It's been way too long. I need to tap in with my dog. CGR, I got to call Thor after this, man. As my dog. Oh, my God, man. Paul, what is going on? He said, what the heck is going on here, Wasted? Tell a friend to tell a friend. That's damn right. So, guys, let's get into some of the stuff that's been going on. There's a lot going on in OTAs. June 1st is upon us. There are some players out there that are linked to the Raiders. We're going to break some of that down. I want to talk about Tyree Wilson today as well. I like to talk about some of our UDFAs. I would like to just talk Raider ball tonight, and if you guys will be so kind to sit in with your brother Wasted, I will greatly, greatly appreciate it, man. Greatly appreciate it, man. Official team activities, man. So, yo, look. And yes, my eyebrows will be making a special guest appearance, everybody. So look, guys. I wanted to talk about some of the players that are available post June 1st or will be available. There's some candidates. Nothing has happened yet. Nothing has happened yet. But there are some significant players that are out there. Some of them on a thumbnail. I want to give you guys some of the raw numbers on some of these players, right? And some of these guys that could possibly wind up on the Raiders, right? So listen, I'm going to start with one Darius Slay right now. Darius Slay is a guy who had a $25 million cap number, $16 million compensation. It'll be $9.4 million in dead money. Salary cap savings is $16 million, right? So, Slay's preference was to remain in Philadelphia on a rework contract. The Eagles felt comfortable letting the 34-year-old go because of Quinyon Mitchell, of course, and Cooper DeJean. These guys absolutely cooked last year. The Eagles won a Super Bowl. Philadelphia was ready to walk away from him, right? So Slay signed a one-year deal with the Steelers, right? So Slay is not a guy that's available, right? But there are others out there, right? You got a guy like James Bradbury. Bradbury was a safety last year, so that's not somebody that we would be bringing in, right? But listen, we have Tyreek Hill, and this is what I'm looking for. I lost my information real quick. Lost my information. My man Tyreek Hill. And hold on, man. Salute to my guy, God, family, and football. Drip to go with the fire, to go with the content. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. I had to go put the Bo Jackson on. Wait, no crowns in this chat wasted on a $1 YouTube account. What the F are you talking about? What are we talking about, Hugdies? Hugdies, hit me from behind the scenes, bro. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Look, wasted. The Raiders will be the surprise of the league. Look how close we were in games last year with mediocre coaches. We now have the most splendiferous assortment of coaches this season, and we will get 10 wins. I hope so, bro. I hope so. But look, this is what's going on. This is what's going on, bro. So let's get back into this, man. Let's get back into some of the post June 1st madness here, guys. The post June 1st madness. Now, look, we all know that the Raiders went out. We improved this team in a real way. We improved this team in the draft. We improved this team all over. But the one thing that we didn't do this year was swing huge on a lot of veteran players. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's good to go young, right? But for you to win right off the bat, a lot of the times, the best way to win is to mix in some of those young fellas and with some of the veterans around the league who have been successful, preferably on a smaller number, right? Now, I want to explain the post June 1st designation before we get into this, man. And it's one of the most misunderstood rules in the National Football League. So I want to give you guys information and not affirmation, right? Now, the application of the salary cap treatment of post June 1st designation is for a player who is being released. Hopefully, I can kind of bring you guys closer to what it means, right? So when a player is cut from a team, we're going to start a free agency. The calculation is pretty straightforward. All future prorated money and salary guarantees are accelerated onto the salary cap and become what is referred to as dead money for a team or the team that released them. In some cases, the number could be so very large that it's prohibitive to release the player, and it's probably better to keep the guy on the roster, right? So to help fight back against having basically a black hole in your roster created by the salary cap, the distinction is and how the release is treated. If it's made after post June 1st, in any given year, starting June 2nd, any player who was released will have any future prorated money land in the following seasons, and the guarantees will still be accelerated rather than in the current season. So it can have a dramatic impact on cap charges, right? For example, like let's say a player with 4 years remaining on his contract and $5 million in prorated charges in each of those seasons. If he was cut prior to June 1st, that would lead to a $20 million in dead money on that year. But if cut post June 1st, the player would instead have just $5 million in dead money. And then now the $15 million will be in 2024. While still the same number, it's over 2 seasons. So that is the reason why post June 1st is such an important time. And that is the reason why you get a lot of motion with some veteran players. Now, a lot of teams choose to kind of deal with the crop of players after June 1st because, the market isn't as robust as when free agency opens, right? You know what I'm saying? So this is one of the ways that I think the Raiders are going to go out there and get some veteran help for this football team. I really do, because I think John Spytek is a very savvy GM fiscally, right? So like the Raiders are in a situation now where, you have a guy like Jalen Ramsey that will be available. Now, there's not a whole lot that is linking Jalen Ramsey to the Raiders, man. The only thing that we have to go off of is Jalen Ramsey wanting to be a Raider over the years. But if I'm being honest, I would be shocked. Now, you have some people that have the Raiders predicted to swing on him. John Spytek went out there. He swung big. He got his quarterback, right? The Miami Dolphins have not been shy about their desire to trade Jalen Ramsey either, right? So you got to look at it from this prism, right? If the Raiders are hoping to make a playoff run, Ramsey would be an ideal fit, right? But this is the thing, right? He'd also be an ideal fit in a place where he won a Super Bowl ring. And that's with the Los Angeles Rams, right? So I don't know, right? So this is the thing, right? Miami could save close to $10 million if they were to trade Jalen Ramsey after June 1st, right? As opposed to losing $8.5 million by dealing, Jalen Ramsey prior to June 1st, right? So all signs point to Jalen Ramsey moving on, right? Now, this is the thing, right? The Raiders have a competitive cap situation, and they have a hole in the secondary, right? And like last season, it looked like, the Raiders had an emerging star in Jacorian Bennett, but he got hurt, and we really don't know what Jacorian Bennett is. And Pete Carroll is a guy who's big on development, but he's also big on going out there and having the right person in that positional group. Like we don't have that one guy in the secondary, man. We don't have that one guy. So to me, the Jalen Ramsey thing might not be as far-fetched as a lot of people think. Now, also another post-June 1st guy, or a guy that you can possibly see the Raiders possibly making a move for, and people have put that out there. They're kind of using the Raiders as leverage as they normally do, is Tyreek Hill. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The Tyreek Hill situation is something that I wouldn't be happy if the Raiders traded for Tyreek Hill. I wouldn't. Tyreek Hill is to me a pariah. I think Tyreek Hill is I think he might have 1 or 2 more years left in him at the height of his powers, and I think that Tyreek Hill is grossly overpaid, man. I think he has a poor attitude, and I think that is not the kind of guy you want in such a locker room. He is not the guy that you want in there, man, at all. You don't want him poisoning the waters of what we got here with these young guys, man. Now there are a lot of people that are saying that, the Raiders could pursue Tyreek Hill, but, and that's strictly because they're looking at us. They're looking at the fact that we don't have a superstar wide receiver, but we have a damn good wide receiver room. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but it's more so the fact that the Raiders have $36 million available to spend in the cap. Now, I think John Spytek is doing that so that he can kind of leave space for him to shore his roster up, right? But with the Raiders making the significant changes that they made this offseason, a lot of people think John Spytek and Pete Carroll might try to use some of that $36 million to enhance the roster before the season, right? You got Geno Smith here, so it's a different situation as opposed to before, where we would bring in, big time wide receivers with no quarterback. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That $36 million is something that I think should be reserved to make sure that we shore up this team and make sure that this team is viable for the future. Viable for the future. And this is the thing, man. The domestic violence stuff, all of the nonsense that he's had going on. I'm going to be 100% real with you. I would love to see them kind of stay away from that situation, man. Love to see them stay away from that situation. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Yo, my guy Alex M. He goes, Von Miller and his domestic abuse past is not coming here either. Yeah, no, not at all, man. That's not how Mark gets down, bro. That's not how the Raiders get down. Especially, based off of, some of the things that went on with Fred Biletnikoff and the foundation, the way the Raiders kind of support that situation. I can't see that happening, man. Shout out to my dog, Rorschach Raider, man, with the first super of the day. Wasted show enough talent is going straight to his Shogun attitude with the glow on his hands to get off my long game with no hesitation. My God, I appreciate you, my dog. Thank you. Appreciate you, man, for supporting the channel. Yo, CGR, what the F are you doing? What is going on in the chat, yo? What's going on? Why the eggplants going up? What the hell are you guys doing in the chat tonight, man? First of all, this is a family show. This is a family show. We cannot have this filth in my chat. Now let's get back to the football. What the F are you guys doing, yo? The F are you doing? Rorschach, listen, I'm telling you right now, Rorschach, do not think that you can't get unceremoniously blocked. The F is wrong with you. As soon as Demokes comes in here and starts professing his love for MILFs, then everything goes to the crap. The heck is wrong with these guys in here, man? Joey Cheek is right. Hill will turn our franchise backwards with all the good we've done. Yes. Listen, there are a few reports out there. It is about nothing to me. I think that, you know, the whole Tyreek Hill stuff is a joke. It's a joke. I personally don't think that it works for the Raiders. I think that, you know, the media a lot of time aura farms the Raiders. This is what happens, man. This is what happens. The Raiders constantly get brought up in rumors and nonsense and conjecture for no freaking reason, bro. Other than the fact that our fan base is as passionate as they are. And they know that they are going to get the clicks that they are looking for. Now, guys, there's some people that are out there, and I wanted to get into that, right? There's some people that are available that I would like to see the Raiders kick the tires on. Look, there are a few people I would like to see the Raiders kick the tires on. One of which being Jair Alexander, man. Now, all offseason, the Packers have kind of hinted at the fact, Jair Alexander's kind of hinted at the fact that there's going to be a breakup. He's been one of the best corners in the National Football League, but he's a guy who's been often injured. You know what I mean? And both sides have kind of hinted at a split between them, right? Now, this is the thing, right? Green Bay could save $17 million by cutting or trading the cornerback after June 1st. And that's an increase in $9.5 million in their salary cap number. Now, I got to ask you guys, right? I got to ask you guys. If the Packers don't retain Jair Alexander and restructure his deal, man, what do you think about Jair Alexander becoming a Raider? What do you think? I mean, because I think financially, Jair Alexander makes sense, right? It makes sense. You know, he's very injury prone, right? Very injury prone. Now, Jair Alexander is 2 years younger than Jalen Ramsey, right? Now, Jalen Ramsey's another guy, right? Miami can save $10 million by trading him or cutting him, right? So it's right around the same ballpark. But if I'm being real, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. I think there's more of a chance that Jair Alexander winds up with the Raiders. I'm going to be real with you. Yo, my guy, Thor, Wasted brother, you going to New England game? We BBQing out there the Friday before, bro. Thor, I'm going to tap in with you, bro, after the show, my dog. I'm going to tap in with you. Why pay all that money for someone who's always injured, right? Now, let's look at Jair Alexander, right? Let's get into this, man, because, you know, I'm going to be real with you. I'm a big fan of Jair Alexander, right? I've always liked Jair Alexander. I've always thought that he was, you know, one of the most talented guys in the league, right? So, look, what I want to do is I want to pull up Jair Alexander's stats. I want to pull up his stats, and, you know, I want to get into some of the things that's been going on around him. Like, Jair Alexander has been doing a lot of cryptic posts, and I mean, like, look, man, he put a post on Instagram the other day showing money falling on him and stuff. So Jair Alexander wants to get the bag, right? He's 2 years younger than Jalen Ramsey, but he's never been as good as Jalen Ramsey, right? So, and then he is injured. Now, the one thing about Jalen Ramsey, for the most part, you know, has been pretty damn durable, right? So let's get into Jair Alexander's numbers, guys. Let's get into the numbers here, right? So, you know, from a Pro Football Focus perspective, he was ranked 25th out of 222 corners, right? His overall grade. The run defense grade is 57. Coverage grade is 78.3. He had 2 picks last year, 14 receptions allowed, 15 solo tackles. He had 4 missed tackles, 0 sacks, 2 stops, 0 forced fumbles, and 0 pressures, 3 pass breakups. Now, what I want to do is I want to get into Jai Alexander's season stats. You know what I mean? Over the last few years, man. Now, he was an AP second team All-Pro in 2020 and 2022, a Pro Bowl selection in 2020 and 2022, and a first team All-Pro in 2020, man. So Jai Alexander is an accomplished player, right? So I'm going to get you some of the splits and the breakdowns of what he's done over his career, man. This show is fluid, man. This show is fluid. This is what you come here for. This show is fluid. We are rocking and rolling. We are juking and jiving here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Now, look, 2024. It looks like he was hurt a bunch of games in 2024, man. It looks like he was hurt a bunch of games. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up all his seasons. Just bear with your brother wasted. You know the old man be effing up here. The old man be effing up, man. I wasn't expecting to even talk about Jai Alexander, but you know what I think? I think it warrants what we're talking about. It warrants what we're talking about here. All right, regular season career. All right, 2019. How many games did he play? Game started, game. So why the hell is it not showing? The hell is going on here? Effing Jai Alexander. The F is going on here. Tell you what, man, this is the reason why I like to pull everything up before the show starts, man. I tell you that right now. It's not showing me how many damn games he played here. Freaking Google sucks, man. Sucks. All right, I got it. Now, 2018, Jai Alexander had played 13 games. 2019, he played all 16 games. 2020, he played 15 games. 2021, he played 4 games. 2022, he played 16 games. 2023, he played 7. 2024, he played 7. So he's had 2 back-to-back seasons where he's gotten hurt. Now, let's look into the Jai Alexander's injury history to see if this is something that we should even consider. Because I'm not really sure, like, exactly why he was out. I'm not exactly sure. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother wasted, right? So I got his entire injury history right here. I'm gonna put it up on the screen for all of you guys, man. Yo, shout out to Violator, man. What's up, man? Happy Friday, Yo, shout out to Violator, man, for coming and gracing us with his presence the other day, man. Wasn't that a terrific show, man? Terrific show, man. I normally don't do that, but terrific show. I think it was my favorite interview that I've had, man. I had such a tremendous time conversing with my guy Violator, man. It's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. We got over 300 in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you. And I want you guys to let Unc know, man, how appreciated he is, man. How appreciated he is in the nation, man. How he represents the nation, man. I mean, unbelievable. So, guys, I got Jai Alexander's injury history up, and I want to share my screen with you guys, and we're gonna break it down. We're gonna go over it. All right, guys, can you see it? Now, going back to 2017, this is non-NFL. This is when he was in college. He had unspecified knee strain. He missed 4 games. Then in 2017, on specified knee strain, in October, I guess he missed. And matter of fact, I'm tripping. He missed 4 games. He aggravated his knee. He missed one more game. So he missed 5 games, right? Then he had a hand metacarpal fracture he had a bad 2017. He broke the bone in his hand during practice. He missed 1 game. So he missed a lot of games that season, right? Now, 2018 in the National Football League, he missed 2 games with a groin injury. The same year, he missed week 17 with a groin injury. It's unclear if it was related to the groin, and that caused him earlier in the year, right? Then 2020, hand torn thumb ligament. Broke his right hand during the NFC Championship game, lost to the 49ers. Then he had a concussion in 2020. Then he had a sprained AC joint on his right shoulder. So, man, this kid's, breaking apart here, man. What the hell is going on? He missed 13 games and was placed on the IR. Then he comes back the next season. Groin pull again. Went down for the first quarter of week 3, remained out. Then 2023, unspecified shoulder. So it most likely is the one that he had issues with earlier in his career. And then he had a groin pull. So this is a guy to me that looks like he suffers with groin pulls, right? And he has a shoulder and a bum shoulder, and he's a cornerback, and he's got to tackle and he's got to hit people. I mean, Jair Alexander is a damn fine player, man. He is a baller. But if I'm being honest, I'm staying away from that situation. I'm staying away from that situation. You damn right. You damn right it's the real violator, man. Shout out to my guy, man. Yo, my guy, DeMarcus Webb. Wasted Jair's in my Jay-Z voice. I don't want our team to be a rest haven for oft-injured players that we got to smoke shop levels of hopium to stay healthy. And bro, listen, this is just something in the times where June 1st is happening. This is something that you do have to keep an eye out on. You do. I don't know whether or not the Raiders are even in on them, but what I do know is they have a very, very humongous gap in experience in that room. And Matty Marinovich, business in the front, party in the back, as always, says, yo, injury prone is an understatement, man. Injury prone is an understatement. And yo, like my man Cobain said, your best ability is availability, man. That is a fact. So listen, guys, you know what I want to do? Let's go through Jalen Ramsey. So look, Jalen Ramsey is a guy that I've always wanted to be a Raider, man, ever since he came out of Florida State. I'm a huge Jalen Ramsey fan, but I don't know if the timelines kind of line up now. I mean, would you guys be willing to bring him in now? Now, some people would think that this is a low cost, right? NFL insiders are kind of like acting like Miami trading Jalen Ramsey is a foregone conclusion. But there's been no real trade that is actually materialized, man. Now, as we get closer to June 1st, maybe some teams have materialized. Maybe there were some deals that were made on the back end. Who knows, right? And I'm going to be honest with you, man. And Albert Breer said this. Shout out to Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer, man. And he says that the Dolphins could possibly have a hard time getting anything more than a 4th or 5th round pick, depending on how much Miami or the new team is willing to pay financially. And see, this is the thing with Jalen Ramsey, and this is what I was saying. Jalen Ramsey initially got traded for a 4th rounder and got his contract. So why would we give up more than that? But let me read my man Albert Breer's comments. I think it's sort of a sliding scale on how much of the money Miami is willing to pick up. Right now, he is set to make $24 million this year, with the $4 million roster bonus already paid. He's under contract for another 3 years at $21 million, $21.7 million, and $24 million, respectively, right? So while the team is trying to get him and try to get a good amount, control is not exactly what they have, right? Because of the fact that, he is owed a hell of a lot of money. Now, Ramsey's still a good player, and many folks think he could transition to becoming a top-notch safety when he gets older. I tend to think that. I thought that was one of the most intriguing things about him when he came out, right? And you got to ask yourself what he's worth right now. People are projecting that he can be worth $12 to $15 million per, right? And that's a far cry from 21 million. And I know people are like, it's not really, but yeah, it is when you start talking about from a salary cap perspective, right? So dig. I'm looking at it, right, and I think that if the Dolphins are willing to pay like they were, maybe $8 to $10 million of Ramsey's salary, man, they may be able to convince a team to cough up some day 2 picks, like a 4th and a 5th, or just a 5th and a 6th or something like that, to try to get Ramsey. I think his market has dropped because the team has to pay him, whoever picks him up. The team has to pay him. Whoever picks him up, the team has to pay him. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother Wasted, man. Let me see what we got going. See what we got going, man. My guy says, stay away, beware. Jalen Ramsey, stay away. Yo, my guy, Raiders USA gifted 5 Raider Nation Unlimited memberships to the masses. Everybody who received a membership, please thank our guy, man, for supporting the channel, man. Appreciate you, my dog. Appreciate you, man. And also becoming a new member, Raiders USA. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you. You said Jalen Richard looked $2 million overpriced, but he was worth every penny. Getting us to the playoffs. Ramsey gets us to the playoffs. Pay the man. I mean, does he? Reese, does he? Does he get us to the playoffs? Peace to Wasted. I was a bit too harsh to dude. He cool. Who we talking about, Rock? Rock, what happened? What are we talking about, bro? Rock, you got to fill me in. He said, if the ish ain't right, cut it off and make do to get the ish done. Oh, you talk about Jalen Ramsey? Look, bro, my guy. NFL Gaming News. Big names have been turning diva lately. Great show. Damn, all right. Appreciate you, bro. My guy, Jonathan Lomelli is in the play. Jonathan, where you been? Wasted. Good to see you, big dog. Will you be at the Raiders vs. Chargers game in Vegas? Hopefully you and the family are doing great, brother. Appreciate. Yo, Jonathan Lomelli, my dog. Man, I ain't seen you in mad long, man. Appreciate you, dog. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna make it out to the Charger game in Vegas. It's kind of early in the season, bro. Oldest is going to college this year. We got a lot going on. I think I'm gonna, get out there towards the end of the season, though. Yo, we shut down every wide receiver in our division in NFC East. Terry Land, if we need Ramsey. Now, see, Reese, let's get into this. Let me ask you guys, man. Do you guys think that Jalen Ramsey is the kind of player that is going to take us to the playoffs just like that? You guys let me know. Let me know. What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think? Buda Baker. Nah, I love Buda Baker, bro. I don't think that's going to happen, man. My guy, Jonathan Lomelli. I honestly think he's just looking for another paycheck. I mean, bro, I look, the one thing with Jalen Ramsey is Jalen Ramsey has been consistent with his desire to be a Raider. I mess with that, right? I mess with that. But this is the thing, right? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, right? I think any team with a Jalen Ramsey helps you. Any team with, like, let's get into some of Jalen Ramsey's injuries. Let's see the numbers. Like, let's really break this down. Really break this down, man. Get wasted with your brother Wasted, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Everybody on Twitter, come on over. We got cookies over here, man. Come on over. Shouts out to everybody in the chat, man. Now, last year he had 39 solo tackles, 2 interceptions, 11 passes defense last year, man. So, you know, he was on brand, man. He was himself last year. He definitely was himself. You can't take nothing away from the man. Now, let's go into Jalen Ramsey, bro. Now, Jalen Ramsey has been, you know, decently durable. He's been decently durable, man. He really has. You know, 2016, his rookie season, he played 16 games, 65 total tackles, 55 solo, forced fumble, 2 picks. Second year in the league, played 16 games, 63 tackles, 11 assists, 4 picks. 4 picks, and had 13 passes defense, 17 pass defense, and 14 respectively, right? So he played 16 games for his first 3 years. And then in 2019, he only played 3 games. He was hurt. Then he was traded to the Rams. He played 9 games with the Rams. He had 4 passes defense and a pick. The next year, he had an interception with the Rams, had 9 pass defense. 2021, he played. So we skipped, right? So 2019 played 9 games. 2020 played 15 games. 2021, he played 16 games. 2022, he played 17 games for the Rams. Did pretty decent for the Rams, right? 4 interceptions respectively. His first year with Miami, he had 3 picks, 22 total tackles. He played 10 games. And last year, he played 17 games. He had 60 tackles. He had a sack. He had 2 picks. So, look, Jalen Ramsey still is balling. He's playing at a pretty damn high level, man. Shout out to the over 300 in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. For me, I would love it to happen, but it all depends on how much money the Miami Dolphins are willing to take on. I'm trying to tell you right now. If the Miami Dolphins were willing to take between $8 to $10 million of the responsibility of that contract, I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because, and some of you guys in the chat are alluding to this, these young players need a player like that in this locker room. I think that could be transformative for this team. Transformative. Telling you right now, my guy, I am Hilltop, bro. Our young DBs could benefit from training and working with Jalen Ramsey. Iron sharpens iron. So you can see the difference in a lot of people's career that a lot of people might not talk about. But I'll talk about like Yannick Ngakoue when he was here with Max Crosby and how much of a difference it made for Max. You know, Yannick Ngakoue is a guy who had some success, you know, played at a high level. He came here with Max, and it helped Max transform into the player he is. So, look, you cannot discount the value of veteran leadership on a football team. You can't. It is invaluable in ways that you can never measure not actually being in the locker room. That was the hold up with the Rams trade. The Dolphins did not want to pay any of his contract. Well, the Dolphins are going to have to come back to life and back to reality. They got to come back to life and back to reality. I'm going to tell you why. Listen, at the end of the day, the market for Jalen Ramsey is small. There are only certain teams that can afford him. There are only certain teams that need him in the building. And there are only certain teams that are willing to bring him into their building. And guess what? The Raiders are a situation where Jalen Ramsey might take less because he's always wanted to be a Raider. The Dolphins need to realize the reality of things. The Dolphins need to realize the reality of the situation. It is what it is. My guy Hug. In the middle of the day, I'm hungry. I need a sandwich. Hug these. What the F are you talking about again? What's wrong with you, Hug these? Now look, let's get into this, right? Let's get into this. It's right. Support one of our own. Hug these company. 208 Designs. Like your life depended on it. Like your life depended on it. My God, Coach Jamba Juice, man. This ain't tuna time. Better know what's up. What the F are you talking about? So, guys, let's bring. I want to bring up Jalen Ramsey's injury history, man. I want to bring it up. Let's get into it. What the F is this? What? Wait, we got to bring this up. A little dead air, man. What the hell is going on here? What the hell do we I'm having a problem finding Jalen Ramsey's injury history here, man. I am so sorry, guys. But you know what's funny? You know what's funny? It's because I'm spelling his name like one of my nephews. Spelling his name like one of my nephews with a Y. And therein lies the crux of the problem, guys. Salute to everybody in the chat. Wasted what your brother wasted, man. What the hell is going on here, man? It's such a pain in the ass. Okay. We got it. We got it. We got to get back to cooking. What the hell is going on here, man? So, look. You got a situation here where Jalen Ramsey has been injury prone. It's not as bad as Jair Alexander. He's been a lot more durable. But if I'm being honest, right, I can't see myself at the price point of going out there unless they need to. The Dolphins need to help pay. There's no way that I'm going to sanction that deal unless the Dolphins, go out there and freaking, support this deal. I can't see it. And look, I'm gonna be real with you too. The Raiders do need a veteran in that corner room. I think that's the most gaping hole on this team going into next season. I think the Raiders making a move at corner is something that will definitely catapult us into contending for a playoff spot. Yo, shout out to my guy DeMarcus Webb, man. Shout out to my guy Jack Burton. Let me get back to my guy Jack, yo. Brother Wasted. Quick question. Rank these GMs. LOL. Spytech, Big Z, Coupon Tom, Reggie, Mike, bro. All right. From worst to first, the worst GM out of all of them, I'd have to say is Mike Mayock. I'd have to say it's Mike Mayock, right? Of the second worst out of them, I got to say it's Ziegler. The third worst out of all of them, I got to say Coupon Tom. Coupon Tom wasn't bad. He was just cautious as hell, right? Drafted Brock Bowers. With John Spytek, I got to put a pin in that. I don't really know what John Spytek is at this point. And I got to say the best GM out of all of them so far, just from a Raider perspective and what they did for this team, is Reggie McKenzie. I mean, Reggie McKenzie knocked out of the park by drafting Carr, Mack, Gabe Jackson, Amari Cooper. Reggie did a good job. Reggie did a good job, man. He did until he did a good job until he didn't. And Lawrence E is absolutely right. He goes, how are we supposed to find out what we have if we bring in other players? Because Lawrence E, just because you bring in a vet, one vet doesn't mean that just negates the youth that you have on the team. That doesn't mean that negates the development that happens when you have a guy in the building that can help them get better. That's a part of the game, bro. It's a part of the game. That's an effing part of the game, yo. Shout out to my guy DeMarcus, man. Wait, so what are your thoughts of the defense maybe moving Chin or Pal-Mal to nickel? If that's the case, I'd like to see what Justin Simmons' price is or Bradbury. Bradbury, to me, has been getting just absolutely deep fried. I think Justin Simmons is the move. Now, with guys like Jeremy Chin, I would prefer it be Pal-Mal that be the nickel. Because Pal-Mal is just a guy, man, that is just, he reminds me of like a big honey badger. He's one of them guys that you can line up all over the place and play him everywhere. Marcel Simmons, are you thinking that Ramsey should move to safety? Or would you? I would keep him at corner right now. I would 100% keep him at corner. Shout out to my guy David Zahn in the place, man. I would keep him at corner, man. I wouldn't move Jalen Ramsey until he shows that he can't hold that position down. I'm telling you right now, having a guy like Jalen Ramsey means that you don't ruin a kid's confidence. It's good having guys that you can lean on like that. It's good for them to have that wealth of knowledge in the building. It's good for rookies to not have to, be dependent on and have to be counted on right off the bat. I mean, I think it's nothing but right. Zorn, what's up, man? He goes, man, I acquired a knee brace and crutches today. Today can go fuck itself. Real talk. What happens, Zorn? Look, I gotta be real. Let's just kind of ease off of the football real quick. David Zahn was in here talking slick. He was talking greasy. And you know what happened? He got put in a figure 4 leg lock. And guess what? He got slapped in the stomach. It's the F happened. Big one of 83. He goes, what's popping with Raider Nation's generic version of Todd Smith? Yo, I'm all in. Yo, you tweaking, bro. Bro, you know how much I got that when I was a kid, bro? That's crazy, man. I got that a lot when I was a kid. Not anymore, man. I'm too old now. I used to get that a lot. This joke called me Todd. James Todd, man. You wildin', bro. The gout virus. What the F are y'all talking about, man? Yeah, you said Jalen. See, look, Jalen Ramsey right now, if you were to bring Jalen Ramsey in right now, I think that you'd get some starting cornerback vibes for like a year or two. I'm telling you right now, listen, I think the Raiders need to definitely go out there and they need to definitely bring in a veteran in the secondary. I'm sorry, man. Hey, but my guy Dave's on. I hope your leg is better, bro. I hope that you're not out for the count for a couple of weeks, man. Like for real, Zone. That sucks, bro. That sucks, man. Leaky T. So, let's get into some other things here, man. Let's get into some other things. Now, things have been cooking at OTAs. Max Crosby the other day, was really talking about what was going on. I love the fact that Max Crosby is healthy. I love the fact that he's there. He's such a tone setter, man. But they asked him who stood out as he returned to the team facilities. He spoke. He said, there are two dudes that have stood out to me. Goes on defense, Darian Porter, big cornerback. I will say this. The kid has been a receiver his whole life. That's the first thing. And I'm like, okay, this kid play receiver. How can you even make that transition? You got ball skills. And also you've seen guys like Richard Sherm do it. He goes, it makes too much sense, Pete Carroll's pedigree, to bring a guy like him in. He goes, the second we drafted him, I wanted to know more about him and see what he was all about. See what kind of person he is immediately when he got drafted. When he got here, I went up to him and we've had a good conversation. This dude is a freak of nature. Look at him on the field. It's like a starting X receiver. He's 6'3", rangy, runs a 4.3. He runs like a gazelle out there. He's got ball skills. Crosby said that while running back Ashton Genty would be the obvious answer, he instead went with fourth rounder Dante Thornton Jr. Now listen, Dante Thornton Jr. is a guy that I've been hearing a whole hell of a lot with. He's a guy that I picked in almost every one of my mock drafts. I was so excited. I was stoked that we took Dante Thornton Jr. And look, man, this is one of those guys that when you talk about the Al Davis way of drafting and the Al Davis way of procuring talent, these two players were the guys that jumped off the page for me, man. Shout out to my guy, God Family Football, with the $10 holler, man. Number one Raiders play this year. Stephon Diggs, or which one? The Dallas Diggs, Quinn Jefferson, Terry McLaurin, DJ Moore. Oh, so okay, we talking about Stephon Diggs. He talking about who the Raiders play. Stephon Diggs, Quinn Jefferson, Terry McLaurin, DJ Moore, Michael Pittman Jr., Calvin Ridley, Xavier Worthy, Brian Thomas. That's gonna be a tough one. Cortland Sutton, CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, AJ Brown, Nico Collins, Malik Neighbors. So we 100% need Jalen Ramsey. Man, I didn't look at it like that. God Family Football with the comment of the day, man. This has been kind of a low energy wasted show, but I gotta let him cook. Oh, God Family and Football with the comment of the damn day. Comment of the day. Yo, Master Marvell, 44. I definitely agree that a veteran is needed. However, has to be at the right price. Spytech has done good with not overpaying new players to the team. And I don't want to overpay an older guy. Now, look, one of the reasons why I'm really big for it being a fiscally responsible deal is because now I'm looking at the Christian Wilkins situation. I'm monitoring the Christian Wilkins situation, as we all are. And the Christian Wilkins situation could be a real albatross for the Raiders if that foot situation can't get back to a situation where he can plant and cut and he's not constantly getting hurt. You know, look, those Lisfranc Jones fractures are tricky. There's some people where it's 4 to 6 weeks. They get right back on the field. It's all good. And then you have others where it becomes a career-ending thing. It becomes an issue where it always comes up. So when you start talking about Jones fractures, look none other than with Grant Hill. Grant Hill had that same situation, and it was screws in his foot and never, ever, ever, ever kind of got back right. And there are other people in this league who have done it and got back to cooking. But when you start talking about a big man with a foot injury, planting and having a screw in his foot, it is frightening to me. It's frightening. Absolutely frightening. Shout out to my guy, Reese Rock, man. Reese Rock with some great news. Goes, my baby sister graduated from nursing school and passed her boards test. Officially an RN. The Lord is good. Reese Rock, congrats to your baby sis. She is going to be making buku cash. You know, my sister-in-law, who, if I'm being honest, I've known my sister-in-law. I've known my in-laws so long, bro. It's like my sister-in-law is like my own blood sister. I actually talk more to my sister-in-law than I do my own sisters, because I got 2 sisters. Well, I got 3 sisters, but I got one sister that's so much older than me from my pops that, like, we wasn't raised together. She's like the same age as my in-laws. So we wasn't raised together. She's my sister, and I'm cool with my nephew. My nephew, that's my dog, but I don't really know my sister that well. But I talk to my sister-in-law more than my own blood sisters. Yo, my dog. Grab, what's the deal, bro? What's up, brother? But yeah, man, look, man, let me tell you something. Getting back to the ranch, yo, nurses make a hell of a lot of money. Reese, let me tell you something, bro. That is an amazing thing what she did, bro. She's gonna get that Katrakin, kills naked, bacon. My God, Kush Mob. Why Ramsey though? Why not Gilmore? Gilmore or Ramsey? But listen, look, for me, I love Stephon Gilmore, right? But Stephon Gilmore, you know, Stephon Gilmore has been like, man, he's been like a mercenary, right? Stephon Gilmore has been in this league, man. And the thing with Stephon Gilmore is like sometimes, you know, there are players that are those Hall of Fame kind of guys that they just keep playing and playing and playing. But Stephon Gilmore has been in the league probably 4 or 5 years longer than Jalen Ramsey, bro. Now, if we're talking about 3 years ago, I'd agree with you with the Stephon Gilmore stuff, right? But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think the Jalen Ramsey thing becomes real if Miami takes up and picks up some of that money. You know, look, Stephon Gilmore, I would have wanted to do the Stephon Gilmore thing a couple years ago. I think Stephon Gilmore has been in the league since 2012, man. He's been in the league a long time, man. A long time. A long, long, long time. I'm telling you right now, man. Yo, my God, go, yo, and yo, listen, go and subscribe to Graf, man. Not like he needs my help at all. But yeah, Graf is on his way to 28K, man. That's a humongous milestone, yo. See, look, you gotta realize something, yo. We get off the football talk really, really quickly. And wait, before I forget, let me call the wife because I need some water. But yo, that 28K, man, that means a lot more than others. And I'm gonna tell you why. Hey, hon, can I get a water? I'm on the air. Thank you, sweetheart. You got to understand something. That 28K is different because he got it off the muscle, yo. He got it off the muscle. He got it through grind and hard work. Like, you know, when Graf started his channel, he started it and it was just him and B, and they was just doing a thing, right? I wasn't around then. You know, I was working, doing my thing, you know, like I always do. You know, I'm older than these guys. I've been out here and established and doing my thing a long time, right? But you know, this whole Raider YouTube thing wasn't the thing that it is. And I'm going to be honest with you. You know, he got it with no help. And the one thing that is, you know, poignant to me is that, and this is no disrespect to no other guys in Raider YouTube, because I don't pay attention to what nobody else do, right? But it's clear as day that there are some people who are using performance enhancing metrics when it comes to the content, when it comes to subscribers, when it comes to a lot of things, right? There are some people who, you know, do parlor tricks. And the thing about here, right, is everything's organic here. Everything is organic here, bro. Every subscriber is somebody. That's the reason why the engagement for the shows is so crazy. Yeah, we got almost 400 people in the room on a day where there's not a lot of news. And that is 100% to you guys, right? So look, let me tell you something. Your Graf got crown. I don't have crowns in the chat. I don't even know how to do that. You know, old man wasted on how to do that. Hug these. I'm gonna have to put you in timeout. Stop with your crap. Get your nonsense out of here, Hug these, and enjoy the effing show. Thank you, baby. Appreciate it, baby. Thank you. Get your crap out of here. Got me up here arguing with you in the chat. But listen, that 28K to me is worth more than 90,000 subscribers of bogusness. Sorry right now, yo. I'm sorry, man. And it means a lot. Y'all go over there, get that man a 28K, man. And bro, and look, I don't care what other people do. That's their business. You know what I'm saying? Like, salute to them. Salute to them. But we won't do it over here, yo. There ain't no cap in the rap. Bro, come on, Graf. And look, and see, the thing is, I can't talk my shit like this because I had him when I got into this, right? So I got into this and I had him and I had Samoan. I had all the big guys in Raider YouTube, you know, Mitch, all of them. They all embraced me and they helped me as soon as I got into Raider YouTube, right? So for me, it's like, you know, I kind of got, you know, kind of catapulted to the top of this shit really, really early. But yo, shout out to my dog Graf, man. Get him to that 28K before the end of the show, man. If you can hear the sound of my voice, because I know there's some people who watch and they don't type. Get him to that 28, man. Why is Pitts on the thumbnail? Though, Ray, because, man. Let's get into that, man. Let's get into that. And I did that on purpose. I'm glad that you noticed. I am glad that you noticed. I am glad that you noticed. Yo, Kyle Pitts is being shopped. They say the Falcons prefer to keep him. And this is reported by Jordan Schultz of Fox Sports. But multiple teams have reached out to inquire about Kyle Pitts, right? Now, this is the thing for me, right? The Falcons have drafted him. He's going crazy there his rookie season, and he has not really lived up to the dream after that, right? And listen to me. I wanted, and I saw something on Twitter, man. I think it might have been Graf that put this up. How would you feel if the Raiders doubled down and instead of going out there and getting a star wide receiver, they have his link to Tyreek Hill. They have his link to all these different people. How would you feel if the Raiders brought Kyle Pitts in and lined him up as a wide receiver from time to time? This is strictly a point of conversation here, right? This is strictly a point of conversation. How would you feel? I mean, the National Football League has turned into a situation where it's almost like it's positionless offense, right? I know they say the Ravens and the Raiders don't need Kyle Pitts, but I'm telling you, there's a situation that we have brewing in this league where you have these players that are so dynamic that it's almost like Brock Bowers happens to be one of them, where they're almost not tight ends or wide receivers. They're just pass catchers. People say we got to get Michael Mayers involved, right? And J-Rose says he would rather do that with Michael Mayers. But I got to ask you a question. Why? Why? Kyle Pitts is the most physically gifted, air quotes, tight end that I've seen in a long, long time. And pairing him with a guy like a Brock Bowers, that would be some Madden junk like my man DeMarcus Webb said. Listen, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I would throw Michael Mayer out on the scrap heap if we could do something like that. Now, you know, every now and again, we got to throw baloney against the wall and see if it sticks, right? And pause if necessary. But I need to ask y'all, man, do you guys think that would be something that you would be even interested in? And I see you in there talking your crap to Mo.
Tutorial that says you know what the fuck you doing.
Mo, get the F up out of here with your crap. But I'm asking, what do you guys think, man? Matt Marinovich with the power mullet saying baloney. And this is the reason why I'm asking, because we do have a Chip Kelly here. This is the reason why I'm asking. What do you think? I'm getting a bunch of hell no's. I'm getting LOLs. I'm getting laughed out of the room here. Yes, Wasted is playing Madden right now. Yes, I am. And the most.
Shut your lame ass up, nigga.
The F up out of here, Demokes. My guy Chris, respectfully, nah. Not unless they think they can move him to wide out permanently. Now, look, this is the thing with a guy like Kyle Pitts, right? Now, when you start talking about, athletic profile, you start talking about height, weight, speed guys, right? That's a Raider-ass move right there. Yo, the most, you are about to get effing blocked. But guys, every now and again, I gotta ask you guys, like, this is worth the conversation, right? Yo, hey, CGR, you about to get your wrench taken away. You throw any more eggplants up, I'm telling you now, you are going to be banished to the shadow realm like Shadow Fox. The F up out of here. What would you give up? And why not give it up for a position of need? I'm just asking. I'm asking. Because listen, to me, when I look at this, right, I look at the wide receivers. I hear people saying, go get Tyreek Hill. I see people go get this person, go get that person, right? Why not think out of the box and be a little dynamic here? It's just a question. Do I think it's viable? No. Do I think, it's something that would be a little weird? I did hear Chip Kelly talk about, you can use 2 tight ends. You can use 3. Ray, he said, would you give up your hat for Pitts? No, get the F up out of here. Said Bowers and Mayers is already a fire duo. Yeah. But why not make it more fire, right? So let me ask you guys, out of all of the people that's in the place, right? Out of all the people that's been in the place, all the people that are out there, you got Keenan Allen, you got all these people that people are kind of heaping upon the Raiders, man. What do you guys think, man? Wasted. Perhaps when Madden 26 comes out, you can live stream it and start a Madden franchise. Even can have us chatters help with the roster. That would be fun before the season starts. You know what, man? I haven't really played a lot of Madden in the last few years, bro. I think since I've gotten older, I don't have the time to play the game like that. And I don't like to lose, bro. Like, I like to be good at things I do, right? I got to start playing Madden. And I got my PlayStation, bro. I opened my PlayStation up. It came with Spider-Man. I played that game for like 5 minutes, bro. Pigskin 76. I'd rather see what we have. Oh, so good. So listen, we're gonna put a pin in that nonsense, that filth that I was spewing here about Kyle Pitts. Now, guys, have you guys heard about our former first round pick? And I think we're gonna end the show with this, right? Now, with Christian Wilkins' foot being where it is, right? We got to start looking at other options on this roster if Christian Wilkins is going to be available for us, right? And one of the guys that I was thinking about was Tyree Wilson. Now, Tyree Wilson has the kind of frame where he can play defensive tackle, he can play in, he can be one of those tweener kind of guys, similar to a Justin Tuck, right? And this is the first year under Pete Carroll, right? And it's always kind of looked like and we talked about this the other night on an interview with Violator, right? That Tyree, I keep talking about Tyreek Hill, but Tyree Wilson kind of looked kind of lost. It kind of looked like he was thinking, he wasn't reacting and playing, right? And Rob Leonard was talking about him. He said that, he could have possibly had 8 sacks last year. He should have had 8 sacks last year, right? So now you got a situation where I think Tyree Wilson has a really, really, really grave chance to weave out a spot for himself on his roster, right? And people say last year was really his rookie year. and I don't really subscribe to that, but this is what Rob Leonard said, and I want to read what Rob Leonard said. I think this is a Hondo interview. Shout out to Hondo, right? But he said that last year was really his rookie year, and he told me that the game has really slowed down for him right now. Tyree said that it slowed down for him, and he's got a lot of confidence, and that's good news if you're a Raider fan. He's healthy. The game has slowed down. He's playing within himself. He left 8 sacks on the field last year, and I think he had a good year last year. And if you look at it like a rookie season, imagine how good he could be this year. He could have 8 sacks or more this year. Now, Wilson was drafted 7th, and you know that we all have kind of been on Tyree Wilson because of the person that we passed on, right? He was the only first-round pick of the David Ziegler and Josh McDaniel era, right? And Wilson was considered a raw prospect coming out of Texas Tech, so we kind of knew it was going to take time. But I kind of had this year red circle to the line of demarcation of what the Raiders need to do with Tyree Wilson, right? Now, Wilson's development has been slow, right? But he is one of the most physically gifted players in that defensive line room. He had to come back from a significant foot injury, right? So to me, it would be poetic justice if the Raiders will kind of use him as a 3 technique, right? And have him fill in for Christian Wilkins, have him go out to end and move him around on that line. I mean, what do y'all think, man? What do y'all think, man? What do y'all think? Yo, Vader, 5'10". He definitely has. Whoa. Vader, what the F is wrong with you, bro? This is a family show. You got to get the F up out of here with your come in here and disrespect this chat with all your filthy talk. And I put it up on the screen. Sheesh, man. The F is wrong with you? My guy, Master Marvel, 44. Tyree Wilson definitely has the potential. I know he was drafted at an extremely high pick, but I don't think that changed my outlook on him. I believe he can develop into a good player who can be moved around, and I do too, bro. I don't think the story on Tyree Wilson has been written yet. He's got a lot of potential, man. A lot of potential. That would definitely be interesting, especially because, listen, the thing for me is like, listen, you have to think outside of the box if you have a guy like Christian Wilkins that is the second highest paid player on your team that is not going to be on the field. This team and its defense and the way that this iteration of the Raiders has been built has largely been built behind the premise of Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby being dominant forces up front. So how can you make up that production with Christian Wilkins not being there? You go out and you try to do things like getting Tyree Wilson involved. I'm not going to give up on Tyree. It's worth a shot. If you can have 3 players with 8 or more sacks this year, this defense will take off. UA Mel, the wet blanket himself, is right here. Tyree Wilson should be able to move up and down the defensive line like JJ Watt. I think so too. And UA Mel is not a wet blanket. He is saying that Tyree Wilson is going to ball out this year. Oh my God. UA Mel himself is lauding Tyree Wilson. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Demokes is about to. Demokes, listen, guys. If you got the UA Mel stamp of approval, he is going to cook. Demokes, I'm going to tell you right now, Demokes, I think that you should be put in timeout. Demokes will be banned for his nonsense for at least the last 10 minutes of the show. He is in timeout. Now, guys, you guys know Demokes has been banned and his comments were removed. Now, let that be a lesson to you, Demokes. Demokes is all right. He'll be back in 5 minutes. Timed him out for 5 minutes. He'll be all right. With his nonsense. Justice for Demokes. Yes, Demokes has been sent to the gulags. He has been sent to the gulags. Justice for Demokes. Justice for Demokes, everybody. Salute to Demokes, man. We never knew you. He's been thrown under the bus. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh man, yo. How do you put money on Demokes books? I don't know, Hug. I don't know, man. I don't know, yo. Piano Man. Y'all bugging, yo. Demokes playing checkers with Piano Man right now. That's right. He is in the gulags. Yo, wash your mouth out with soap. So my guy, Master Marvel, Tyree Wilson is in a really good spot. As I mentioned, he has potential, and this is a regime who is all about having a fair shot, pure competition. Tyree Wilson could show what he's got soon. Do you guys think that like Tyree Wilson could kind of develop into like a Leonard Williams, Justin Tuck kind of guy? I mean, what do you guys think? The Oakland Raider trucker is in the place. That's right. Everybody, if you guys want to free Demokes, do me a favor, y'all. Put the tomatoes up in the chat. You put the tomatoes up in the chat for Demokes. Demokes was once a Raider fan who just took it a little too far. Rest in peace, my dog. Yo, CGR, put the tomatoes up for Demokes, everybody. No justice, no peace. Yo, they said no comment until Demokes gets out. Justice for Demokes, everybody. Oh my God, y'all look crazy, man. Justice for Demokes. Let me get my guy Blas Romo. He goes, when Kuz on his right side, it will help, and he should ball out. Yo, Isaiah, you gotta chill with the peaches, bro. The F is wrong with you. Bo Rock is in a place. I've been a Raider fan for 52 years from LA, and I'll say, let's take a chance on Ramsey, bringing it back. No, that's a fact, yo. That's a fact. Listen, bro, the only thing for me is this. This is the thing for me. I'm not paying that money for, the Miami Dolphins have to pay some of that money, bro. They have to. Robert Cisneros, yo, you about to be unceremoniously blocked, Dubzilla. My God. Tyree Wilson gives me Benson Mayowa vibes. When he was here in 2019 rotational depth piece, but he has got to get home to the QB on pass rushes. Like Romo said, Kuntz and Wilson was on the field and they were cooking. Yeah, man. Yo, are we still getting a chance to get George Halati? No. No. Hell no. Yo, justice for Demokes. Hey, yo, how many more seconds does Demokes have to be blocked? How many more? Yo, I can't see it on my end. How many more seconds does Demokes have to be blocked, yo? It's going on long enough, yo. We missed Demokes. I gotta go on YouTube on my phone to go see how many more seconds we got of Demokes being blocked, yo. How much time Demokes got, yo, in the gulags? Shout out to everybody, yo. They say he got 30 seconds left. Oh, Louis he said, yo, we can't leave Demokes in there with Diddy. This is crazy. Yo, Demokes in there getting brolic. Prayers for Demokes. Oh my God, yo. The show stops until Demokes is free. Kelly Power says Wilson get off is slow. That's what she said. That's what she said. Oh my goodness, man. I don't have my soundboard hooked up. But y'all are so crazy, man. Look, I think this show is cooked, y'all. I don't think there's anything else really to talk about tonight. It was time for us to get back on board, man. Get back on deck. Bang Zoom, bang Zoom, bang Zoom. But, listen, guys, we got to keep the content flowing. We're going to continue to keep the content flowing. We will not leave you without. Oh, DeMokes is back, everybody. $2 with the $2. He goes, Frog Army, stand up, yo. DeMokes is back. He said, be real, there ain't no soundboard. Yeah, there's definitely a soundboard. Get the F up out of here, yo. DeMokes is back. Oh, my God. Yo, I think we can end the show on that. The Frog Army is in a place, man. Shout out to DeMokes, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat. This has been a most splendiferous occasion, guys. We're going to be rocking, whenever anything happens, we will be rocking. I need you guys to go over the graphs. Go get him over. He's 10 away from 28K. So, listen, if you guys got to get him over 28K, we're probably going to have a 28K celebration. That's got to happen. You guys got to get me to 15K. It's time to rock and roll. Really quick. CGR, thank you, my brother. Thank you, brother. Yo, y'all going to subscribe to Graphic Raider, man. DeMokes was in there, getting his lift on, getting right with a Fifi. Is insane, bro. Insane. DeMokes is, dead tester. He's unsubscribed to stuff as we speak. Y'all are crazy, man. Crazy. Somebody asked me a boxing question. I'll answer it because it's not a whole lot of football stuff today, right? So who do I have in the Canelo Crawford fight? I have Terrence Crawford winning that. I got Terrence Crawford winning that fight, bro. I think that, Canelo Alvarez. See, the only thing, and this is the reason why I think that, Crawford is a superior boxer to Canelo Alvarez, right? And I think that Crawford, what he's going to do is he's not going to kill himself to make weight. He's going to stay at 154, and I think he can hurt Canelo. I think Canelo can hurt him, but people don't realize how strong Terrence Crawford is, man. Terrence Crawford is strong, bro, and I think that Canelo was starting to kind of tail down. He's starting to tail down. The only thing with Canelo Alvarez, man, you got to watch all them guys in his camp is with the steroids and the performance-enhancing drugs. All of that bull crap about him pissing hot because of eating contaminated beef is insane, bro. Right now, we don't know who our slot corner is. We don't know. Martinez says he got him in 4 rounds. You tripping, bro. You outside your mind, yo. I think that Terrence Crawford's gonna get in that ring and outclass that boy. But y'all, listen. The Wasted Boxing show should be starting this season. But the only person that I need to thank today is DeMokes. I am not mentioning my basketball team because I am being superstitious. But guys, thank you guys for pulling up. Thank you guys for all your support. Thank everybody who sent the super, anybody who commented. Thank you, anybody who has supported this journey for the longest. I appreciate every single one of y'all, man. We will be rocking and rolling. We will not leave you guys without content, man. You guys have a terrific, terrific night. Anthony, next show, you will start the show off in the gulags for that comment, Anthony. I will not take your filth. And you guys know, like I always say,
yesterday's price is not today's price.
Something, man. The price is going up. And listen, be ready for excellence this year because it's a return to greatness. You guys have a great night. Get out of here.